Manchester United fans, if we don't play the best football in matches moving forward but still manage to secure the 3 points, no one should be angry or complaining, and in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why. All I ask is that you watch this video with an open mind so you can really understand the point I'm trying to make. After that, please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification on this channel, so you can be notified whenever I post a video. Now, when Michael Carrick came to Manchester United, the instruction from the board was actually very clear. The goal they gave him was not to completely rebuild Manchester United or to suddenly turn the team into one of the most beautiful football-playing sides in the Premier League. That was not the task in front of him. What the board really wanted was very simple and very direct. Get Manchester United back into Europe, and when we say Europe, we are talking specifically about the UEFA Champions League. And if you think about what that instruction truly means, it becomes very straightforward. It means you must win your matches by any means possible, collect 3 points as often as you can, and push the team into the top 4 positions before the season ends. But there is another very important detail that many people overlook when judging the situation. If Michael Carrick had been appointed at the beginning of the season, then the entire context would have been completely different. When he arrived at Manchester United, his first match in charge came around week 22 of the Premier League season, and that is a crucial moment in any campaign. At that stage, the league is already moving toward its final stretch, and the margin for experimentation becomes very small. At that point you can't experiment anymore, all you need to do is get results. Now that is exactly why I said earlier that things would have been different if he had started the job from the beginning of the season. If Carrick had been here from day one, he would have had the time and the opportunity to bring in players that fit the exact system he wants to play. He would have been able to shape the squad according to his football philosophy, building a system around the players already at the club while also adding new players who perfectly fit his ideas. That type of process is about long-term development, not quick fixes that opponents can easily figure out after a few matches. Now here is what I mean. Carrick prefers to use a 4-2-3-1 system, and that particular system requires certain types of players to function properly. It relies heavily on natural wingers, players who can stretch teams from wide areas, create chances, beat defenders, and supply the striker consistently. If Carrick had been in charge from the beginning, he likely would have tried to sign 1 or 2 quality wingers to make that system flourish the way he truly wants it to. But that was not the situation he walked into. Instead, he arrived at a club where the squad was already built by previous decisions, and he had to work with what was already available. And on top of that, the Premier League season was already entering its final stages. At that point in the season, priorities changed dramatically. Suddenly it is no longer about perfect tactical patterns, possession football, or building a beautiful long-term structure. At that stage, results become everything. Every match becomes crucial, and sometimes losing a single game can drop a team 2 or 3 places down the table immediately. There is also something else about football that many people do not always agree with, but it is something we see almost every season. The way teams play at the end of a season is very different from how they play at the beginning. And a very good example of this right now is Arsenal. If you look at Arsenal's current situation, you have to ask yourself an honest question. Do you really think Arsenal are now focused on perfect patterns, beautiful possession football, and controlling games for long spells? The answer is no. Right now, the only thing that matters to Arsenal is getting 3 points every single week, because they are chasing the chance to win the Premier League title. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you watched Arsenal dominate a game with their usual flowing, beautiful football? We all know Arsenal are a team that traditionally plays some of the most attractive football in the league, a team that loves to control possession and dictate the tempo of matches. But suddenly we are seeing something different, especially towards the end of the season. Right now, Arsenal are spending more time defending than controlling matches, something that would normally look unusual for them. And why is that happening? Because the objective at this stage of the season is very clear: win games by any means necessary. Sometimes they are willing to defend deep for long periods and hit you on the counter or wait for a single opportunity, like a set-piece goal, to secure a victory. We even saw something similar in their match against Chelsea. But nobody would say that defending deep for longer spells represents the long-term football philosophy of Mikel Arteta. That is not the style he built Arsenal around. Instead, what he has done is recognize the moment the season is in. He understands that right now he needs a short-term system that can carry the team to the end of the season, one that maximizes results and gives them the best chance to win the Premier League title by any means. And that is exactly the kind of situation Manchester United are also facing right now. If a team like Arsenal can make that kind of adjustment even after building their squad and structure over the last 5 years with a permanent manager, then we also have to ask ourselves a very honest question about Michael Carrick. Carrick only arrived at Manchester United in January not to be a permanent manager even but an interim coach. Yet many people already expect him to immediately produce a strong tactical structure, a perfect system, and a team that dominates matches and controls possession week after week. But is that really realistic when you look at the timing and the goal of his appointment? Now think about this carefully. What happens if Carrick focuses too much on building the perfect structure and long-term system right now, and in the process the team starts dropping points and losing games? What if, while trying to build the ideal football identity, we actually miss the main objective that the club gave him, which is simply winning matches? We have already seen something similar before. When Ruben Amorim was in charge, he focused heavily on the long-term project, trying to implement his ideas and build something that could last for the future. But the results were not coming quickly enough, and eventually he lost his job. That situation shows exactly how difficult it is when a manager prioritizes long-term development while the club needs immediate results. Right now the situation Carrick walked into is very different. If he decides not to focus on the fastest way to win matches, if he refuses to prioritize results and instead tries to build a perfect structure immediately, then the team could easily start dropping points while experimenting with systems and patterns of play. In the current stage of the Premier League season, that could be very dangerous. But here is the important truth that many people are overlooking. Carrick has actually done very well with the objective that was given to him, which is to win games. Since arriving, he has won 6 out of 8 matches, and that is a very strong record considering the circumstances he came into. Because of those results, Manchester United are now sitting third in the Premier League table, which is exactly where the club needs to be if the target is qualification for the UEFA Champions League. And it's not only about results either. Carrick has not simply thrown together a random defensive system just to grind out victories. He has not relied only on crowding the box and scoring from set pieces to survive games. At the same time that he is chasing results, he has also managed to raise the level of confidence within this team. We have seen clear improvements in the way these players handle the ball, especially when building from the back. The team now looks more comfortable keeping possession, and they are playing with a confidence that we did not always see before. What is even more impressive is that they have done this against strong teams as well, teams that normally dominate possession. Yet when United faced them, they were able to keep the ball themselves and play some very encouraging football. Because of that, Carrick deserves real credit for the work he has done so far. Yes, it is also true that some of his attacking ideas have already started to be studied by smaller teams. Opponents are beginning to understand how to defend against us, especially when they sit deep and block the spaces. But honestly, that is something we should expect. Carrick does not yet have all the players he would ideally want for his system. Right now he is simply using the players available to him and finding a temporary system that can still produce results. And that is the key point. It is a short-term solution, and everyone understands that. We know there are still many areas in this squad where the team lacks the right players and the right depth. So at this stage, the most sensible thing for us as fans is to remain patient and watch how Carrick approaches the upcoming matches, still focusing on the same objective, getting the 3 points. Because right now, we should not be angry if the team does not always play the most beautiful football. What we should really be paying attention to is the scoreline at the end of the match, because that is what wins games and secures the points that move the team up the table. And the truth is, we do not even know yet whether Carrick will still be the coach next season. So why stress so much about perfect football right now, when the team can simply focus on winning games, collecting points, and securing a place in the biggest competition in club football, the UEFA Champions League? Once that objective is achieved, then whoever is the manager moving forward will have the opportunity to begin a proper rebuild, bring in the right players, and create a long-term system that truly defines the future of Manchester United.